Security is when everything is settled, when nothing can happen to you. Security is a denial of life. Chance is always powerful. Let your hook be always cast. In the pool where you least expect it will be fish. If you bear the cross gladly, it will bear you. True heroism is remarkably sober, very undramatic. It is not the urge to surpass all others at whatever cost, but the urge to serve others at whatever cost. When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. A single feat of daring can alter the whole conception of what is possible. Valor is stability, not of legs and arms, but of courage and the soul. I hate like death the situation of the plagiarist. The glass I drink from is not large, but at least it is my own. It's amazing what you can do with an E in A-level art, twisted imagination, and a chainsaw. Conversation enriches the understanding, but solitude is the school of genius. Hatred is a feeling that leads to the extinction of values. Indeed, revenge is always the pleasure of a paltry, feeble, tiny mind. True guilt is guilt at the obligation one owes to oneself to be oneself. False guilt is guilt felt at not being what other people feel one ought to be or assume that one is. Sorrow and silence are strong, and patient endurance is godlike. The only means of strengthening one's intellect is to make up one's mind about nothing, to let the mind be a thoroughfare for all thoughts, not a select party. Respond intelligently, even to unintelligent treatment. I must have a prodigious quantity of mind. It takes me as much as a week sometimes to make it up. It is better to entertain an idea than to take it home to live with you for the rest of your life. He who will not reason is a bigot. He who cannot is a fool, and he who dares not is a slave. Heretics are the only bitter remedy against the entropy of human thought. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. Sometimes a person has to go a very long distance out of his way to come back a short distance correctly. A man of genius makes no mistakes. His errors are volitional and are the portals of discovery. There's no disaster that can't become a blessing, and no blessing that can't become a disaster. No snowflake in an avalanche ever feels responsible. Men seem neither to understand their riches nor their strength. Of the former, they believe greater things than they should, of the latter, less. Money is like muck, not good except it be spread. The house of delusions is cheap to build, but drafty to live in. I don't like people who have never fallen or stumbled. Their virtue is lifeless, and it isn't of much value. Life hasn't revealed its beauty to them. The man who views the world at 50, the same as he did at 20, has wasted 30 years of his life. The moment a slave resolves that he will no longer be a slave, his fetters fall. He frees himself and shows the way to others. Freedom and slavery are mental states. Happiness depends on being free, and freedom depends on being courageous. A faithful friend is a sturdy shelter. He that has found one has found a treasure. There is nothing so precious as a faithful friend, and no scales can measure his excellence. Happiness is not a goal. It is a byproduct of a life well lived. That action is the best which procures the greatest happiness for the greatest numbers. The whole secret of life is to be interested in one thing profoundly, and in 1,000 things well. A deception that elevates us is dearer than a host of low truths. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.